I told my girlfriend I was dying. She won't let me break up with her. I found out the devastating news last week, though it's only just hitting me now. I won't see 30. After a barrage of tests and specialists, my doctor gave me the terminal diagnosis that my recurring pain and sickness were caused by advanced pancreatic cancer. There's no cure, no magical surgery or groundbreaking drug to save me. No treatment can do more than try to make me comfortable as the cancer slowly and painfully takes over my body in the next couple of years. 95% of people diagnosed with a diet in about 3 years, so that's what I'm working with right now. I've been with my girlfriend for 3 years now and she's the absolute love of my life, always loyal and there for me. I've been in and out of the hospital many times over the course of our relationship, mostly due to me racing dirt bikes. The most serious incident was a stab wound, and I remember how scared and screaming she got even though I just needed stitches and got to go home the next day. This is not something where I can just go home the next day and brush it off, but this diagnosis isn't something either of us can power through together. This cancer will kill me. There's no changing or avoiding that horrible fact. I've considered making the impossibly hard decision to break up with her. As much as it crushes my already broken heart. I know she deserves the chance to move on and find true happiness with someone healthy who can give her the full, beautiful life she dreams of: marriage, children and growing old together. I want that for her more than anything, even if it can't be with me. Truthfully, I'm terrified that if I sit her down and fully explain the terminal diagnosis out of love and loyalty, she will insist on staying with me until the bitter end. Watching me waste away will ruin the best years of her life. The thought of her tender heart being ravaged by grief paralyzes me in weak moments. Part of me also considered completely lying to her, maybe telling her I cheated on her or some other awful false story that would make her hate me and leave quickly to find happiness elsewhere. But I realized I can't do that. I owe her honesty about what's happening. After all, we've shared lies would only delay her finding out the painful truth. Thinking about her crying from that lie breaks my heart. I decided to make reservations at her favorite restaurant and to tell her afterward. Part of me hopes she doesn't stay, but we'll see what she chooses. The day of the reservation came. I took her to dinner at our favorite date spot and had some amazing food and some drinks. Like always, the date continued like normal. We drove down to the beach and started walking till we got to our spot. She spoke first and said that she could tell there was something I wanted to say because I had that look on my face. She then made a joke about how it's too soon for us to get engaged. So if there's a ring in my pocket it better say there. This made it so much harder. She thought there was a ring in my pocket when I was about to tell her there never will be. Absolutely broke my heart. I told her she was right and there was something I wanted to say. I began to drop the news from how I found out what the diagnosis means to the prognosis. I made sure to not sugarcoat it or leave anything out. She deserved to know everything for the next hour. It was a mixture of asking me if I was sure and how could this be possible, and a lot of crying. She immediately said she was going to stay by me no matter what and I didn't need to worry about anything. I told her she needed to take a few days to think about it as I didn't want to see her in anguish, but she told me either way, no matter what happens, she is my girlfriend. I had already arranged for her best friend to be waiting in the other parking lot to take her to her house. I went home alone. I didn't want her to be alone after finding out, but I also didn't want her to see my cry. If she saw me tonight, she'd get more scared it would hit her that I'm terrified and she'd lose it. I got an update that she cried herself to sleep. I sent an Uber Eats of her favorite dessert to her friend's house so it'll be there when she wakes up. I'm meeting up with my 3 closest friends to hang out so I can tell them the news as well. I've known 2 of them for 20 years and the other one for 18. We're very close as they were like brothers to me. I'm not too sure how I'm going to break the news to them, but I know it'll hurt. In the meantime, I'll be drinking for me in this. A whole cancer.